everyone. I'd like to welcome you all back to my podcast. I Like It Raw. If this is your first time to my podcast, my name is Mikala Leinani. I am the host and the creator of the I Like It Raw podcast. This podcast, we just get real raw and into it. And, I really want to touch on the point of friendship over marriage, or friendship versus marriage, or friendship being valued more than marriage. Now, I've seen this conversation between Sunset, Trei, and Trinity. If you don't know who they are, make sure you go ahead and check out their YouTube channels. I hope to link them down below, because, I be knowing to forget that shit. But I obviously want to do my editing. I'm going to see this bitch link the shit below. But they had a conversation on both of their pages in regards to valuing friendship over marriage. Now, I found this topic to be very, very beautiful, very insightful, and very open-minded, because there's not a lot of people that be thinking the way that they do. And a lot of people that do think that way are always, let me stop using this word, not always, but they tend to be looked at negatively, because they put a negative connotation or a negative stigma behind people that are more free, in a sense, like myself. I'm motherfucking free as fuck. I'm not owned. And that's why I really want to get into this topic, because there's a lot of things behind marriage that don't sit well with me. And there's a lot of things in marriage that I'm okay with, but at the end of the day, it's just a conversation to be had. So first of all, let's just talk about what a relationship is. The basis behind a relationship is showing somebody that you love, you care for them, you're going to be there for them regardless, you got their back, and things like that. You're there to understand, you're there to be a friend. You're there to be a friend. Key word. My thing is, a lot of times with relationships, people don't build up a friendship first. And that's the most important thing to have. You can't build a marriage off of a foundation that was never had. Because to me, to have a solid foundation in a marriage, you need to have a solid foundation as friends. And if you skip that step entirely, what are you building off of? You know what I'm saying? And there's so much more pressure. Much more pressure. Not in just marriages, but in relationships in general. I've talked about this numerous times on different episodes. The pressure behind being in a relationship. It's so unnecessary, because expectation comes along with that. With a friend, the only thing that you're truly expecting is someone to be honest and be genuine with you. Within a relationship, it seems like there's much more than that. I'm expecting you to call me at this time. I'm expecting you to do this, that, and the third for me. I'm expecting you to take my car and get it washed. I'm expecting you to take my car to get an oil change. I'm expecting you to pay for every single meal. I'm expecting you to pay for all my vacations, all my bills. Within these relationships and then leading into marriage, there's so much expectation that is built on these titles. Which is why I sit here wondering, would I want that for myself? I don't want to be expected of. I just want to be. You know what I'm saying? And along with marriage and relationships comes this sense of ownership. I'm not owned, and I will never be owned by anyone. I'm not anyone's one person. I am me. I am mine. I am my body. I am my soul, and I am my spirit. That's one thing that really bothers me, because I hear that so much. Oh, well, this is my baby. And it's like, of course, I get it to a certain degree, because we all do it. But there's a deeper understanding and understanding and overstanding when it comes from my side of things. Because I understand a person is not mine. A person is there for me to experience them in the time that I am experiencing them. I don't have any ownership over them. So should they choose to want to go do something else or be with someone else or experience other things, I have no right to hold them from doing that. I have no right to stop somebody from following down the path that can teach them other things that I'm not going to be able to teach them, because maybe we have already met our match. Maybe we have already came to the point where there's no more evolution and no more growth in this relationship. But with marriage, with marriage, it seems like you put yourself into a bondage in a sense. If you're not growing with this person anymore, you have this paper behind you and you have a lot of money behind it that is keeping you stuck in that bondage because it costs to get a divorce. And that's what one of my fears is with marriage. I don't want to have to pay a good deal of money to get out of a relationship that I'm no longer fond of, that's no longer helping me evolve. I feel like that's stupid. It's fucking worthless. It's pointless. I seen it too many times for different people. And I know that's not how all marriages are. Like, I understand that. Like, it's not always going to be that. Okay? It's never always that type of relationship. Everyone's experience is going to always be different. But I'm not going into it with a negative mindset per se, but I'm going into it with just honesty. Like, if something doesn't work out, if you outgrow someone, if you evolve past someone, if that is no longer your chosen path anymore, like, I should have that right without having to expend so much of my finances or my energy to get away from that someone. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to do above the most. I shouldn't have to do the fucking most to get away from somebody that I don't want to be around no more. It doesn't make sense to me. And then this form of marriage, especially here in America, what do you guys do? I believe they sign papers. The marriage or the wedding is only a choice if you want to, but then that's a whole bunch of extra money spent. Not saying I would never have a wedding or whatever if I do ever choose to get married, but it's just, I don't know, it just be more unnecessary money. It's kind of like prom if you think about it. Because, y'all, I had to do 2 proms. And I think I spent $1,000 on my dress for my prom. Then my mom bought my other dress, which was probably a good $1,000 too. And then obviously getting my hair, my makeup, my shoes, accessories, the car. So, yeah, I mean, it was a cool experience. But let me tell you this. I stayed in that, at my prom, I didn't even wear that dress for all of 3 hours. I didn't even stay at my prom past the food. Like, after the food, I left because my prom was weak as fuck. And they charge you so much for the fucking tickets. So it was just like a waste of money anyways, when all I really cared about was the after party and actually getting drunk for my first time. And being in a hotel, being safe, and having sex. Okay? Like, let's just be real. But, same for the next prom. I mean, the next prom, it was cool. Like, I actually danced, but my dress was tight as fuck. Like, I couldn't even really move like that. I could barely sit down. The money that you pay for discomfort, ladies, like, damn, we be going through it. But anyways, I just paid $1,000 to be able to take that bitch off. Like, I paid $1,000 to look good before I get drunk and high and turn up. Like, well, great money spent, right? Anywho, that being said, it's just like, all this money that goes into these things, it just be nonsense. The United States is definitely based off of the money that they can gain. All these bridal shops and places, like, of course people want to have a wedding, but I don't know. Love is not about that. You know what I'm saying? Excuse the light change because the focus was getting on my motherfucking nerves. But there's so much more to love than the money that you spend. Half the time you look at it and it's like, damn, that was a big ass waste of fucking money. But back to what I was saying about the United States, I don't like the fact that with the United States, you sign a paper, right? It's just kind of showing that you are dealing and tied with a person, and the United States has to be in your business with that. Because now y'all have to file taxes jointly for the most part. I'm not sure if it's a must, but I think it is once you're married because you got this piece of paper saying that you are married now. So they want to be able to tax the income of both of you and what have you. Like, I don't know. I don't know logistics, all that shit, but I don't need them in my business. I don't need them in my business. To me, marriage don't show shit, but nigga, the United States now know that we really dealing with each other on a serious level. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't show love to me in a sense. In a sense. I don't want to say marriage does not show love to me fully, but in a sense, it really doesn't show me that because I should be shown love. I should be shown protection. I should be shown security. I should be shown adoration. And I should be shown all these things before it even comes to somebody proposing to me. You know what I'm saying? I would love to still be proposed to, but do we really have to go sign some papers? Nah, nigga. Nah. We could say, yes, we are partners for the time being. And should you change your mind, I do respect it. But at that point in time, you're probably going to be like, yeah, like, no, this is the person that I'm willing to evolve with and seeing that they will evolve with me. And that's also one of my biggest concerns. It's just like, what if the person doesn't evolve with you? What if the person that you decided to marry doesn't evolve with you anymore? Do you just stick there because y'all are married? That's how a lot of these older people are. The older generation is a sad generation, let's be honest. You got a lot of old motherfuckers that hate each other, but they still married. Oh, we've been married for 54 years, but motherfucker, you've been 54 years of unhappy. Y'all were unhappy after the fucking honeymoon, okay? But y'all chose to stick with it because love can be hard. Love is not supposed to be hard. Why were we taught love is supposed to be hard? Because that's not what it is, y'all. Love is supposed to be easy. Love is supposed to flow. You're supposed to be able to be yourself and fully yourself with the person that you love. Like, love is not difficulty. Love is not chasing after somebody that is not showing you the reciprocation and the love that you're looking for. Love is not that. Love is not, feeling like you're not getting anything else out of it but sex. Love is not that. Love is so much more than that. Love is peace. Love is happiness and joy. Love is prosperity and evolution. And to see that a lot of people define love as longevity have such a fucked up mindset and not, perception on what love is. It's like if you're in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, right? This nigga cheat on you. A lot of girls will, take back cheating ass niggas, and a lot of guys will take cheating ass bitches back. We all make mistakes, as we are all spirit in a human experience. Well, some of us. But you continuously do that until one day you are fed up and you can actually decide to walk away. Do you really want to be tied to somebody and have to give up half of your earnings, half of your pension, half of your salary, half of the house, have to decide who keeps the dog? Do you really want to go through all that? Personally, I really just don't want to do all that. I don't. Especially because, again, like I said, people go into marriage not building a solid foundation of friendship first. Let's talk about what friendship is. Did you ever have a good friend that it just seems like you could tell everything to? Talk to them about how you take a shit. Man, that shit was nasty, my baby. Like, that shit done scraped the toilet. That shit done scraped the toilet and left the street, man. That wasn't even a shit. It was a shark, nigga. Do you have a person that you could talk to like that? As a woman, shit. Do you have man friends that you can talk to, or if you not into man, a woman that you could talk to and say that your period was so motherfucking bloody that that shit was running down your leg? It was crampy. It was giving you the motherfucking booty sharp pains that was running all the way up your booty to your motherfucking back, and you didn't know what to do but hold tight and not move and not breathe, because you know once you let out a breath, that bitch gets sharper. Lord, I need friends. I need a friend. I need a best friend before I need a relationship. You know, that's, man, shit. That's the real meaning of life. That's the real meaning of true friendship and love. Is being able to be you and fully you and be comfortable and not be judged or feel like you're being judged, but truly not be judged. That's what we're all supposed to be here enjoying and living and doing. As friends, we should be able to go out and do anything. I mean anything. I want to go, just for a walk in a park. I want to go look at the water and throw stones. I want to go gaze at the stars and talk about ancestry and where I came from. And when I'm talking about where I came from, you should know what I'm talking about if you're on that level with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for more than just the typical dinner dates and, oh, we could go spend money here and go spend money there, because to me, friendships and relationships, that's not what that shit consists of. It's not. I want to experience. I never painted outside. Like, let's just go get 2 canvases and some fucking paint and just paint. Let's try and recreate the environment that we see. Let's go sip wine in the park and lay in the grass. Like, let's go ride bikes off the water. Let's do something different, because that's what it seems like friends do. They find anything to do. And that's what's beautiful about friendship, because they keep that type of mentality for the most part. And when they're friends, they take that into relationships. And then from a relationship, they take that into marriage. Which is why I say marriages don't be having the same fucking leg to stand on half the time, because they skip over friendship entirely. Where's the adventure at? Huh? Where's the adventure at? Let's go to karaoke night. Let me hear you get on the motherfucking mic. You know what I'm saying? Let's go just do some things that we've never done before. And as a friend, I know they would always be willing for the most part. But in relationships and with marriages, there's always a reservation, always an excuse, always a if, and, or fucking but. I don't want to hear none of that shit. That's why I value friendship and, stray away from relationships and stray away from marriage. Because I don't want to sit here doing the same damn thing with a person and then in a marriage having to deal with it or feel like I have to deal with it because it would cost a motherfucking nice little lick to get the fuck up on out of there. I'm not here for it. Until I am truly shown that there's a reason behind me tying my money up with a piece of paper. The thing is, I really don't know if I'm going to do this piece of paper part shit, because the government don't need to know. I'm not even a citizen, bro. The government don't need to know, bro. And it's like, yeah, I'm a citizen, but haven't you heard about the sovereign citizen and really taking ownership of yourself? Why the fuck does the United States of America need to know that I am married to another person that should be owning their own fucking being? What? Why do we need to disclose this information? We can make a promise to each other. We could communicate with each other. And that's one thing. Friends have great communication for the most part. They're not afraid to speak the truth and be honest with each other. Motherfucker, I can't stand the way you did this because you really motherfucking hurt my feelings. But what? Relationships and marriages, they start holding that shit and that shit becomes built up resentment. Look, I'm not just talking out of my ass or the side of my fucking neck. But there is beauty in marriage. If you start with that solid foundation of friendship first. And that's, in my opinion, that's the only way that I can ever see marriage working. But again, that piece of paper and the United States needing to know, not even, no, I don't agree. I don't condone the bullshit. Like, because it's just, there's no reason behind it. There's no reason behind that. But for me, to know that you have my back as a friend and you show me that, we can take that into a promise amongst ourselves for security as long as we feel comfortable with one another. Love to a different depth as long as we feel that for one another. And being honest and caring with one another as long as we feel that with one another. That's what it's about for me. That's why I feel like I value friendship more than anything, than a relationship, than a marriage. Because what am I going to really get out of it that I can't get out of a friendship? And with a friendship, I'll probably get more. I feel like even when I was listening to Trei and Trinity, they even said something about like, this is not meant to be a bashing marriage or bashing married couples type of thing. And I understand why they say that. And by no means do I mean to do that either. But I'm definitely going to speak my piece and give my opinion. So please do not take this the wrong way. Take it with a grain of motherfucking salt if your feelings get hurt too goddamn bad. Look, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but if they hurt too goddamn bad, sorry. Fuck. But I don't know. There's a lot to it that seems so unnecessary. Again, I would love me a ring, but I don't even want a fucking diamond ring. You better come at me with a crystal, my boy. The fuck? Oh, you want a diamond? Them bitches have no value to me. Shit, you better come at me correct. You know, I'm gonna need me some nice... man, shit. When that person come along, we'll talk. But I'm gonna need me a nice crystal. Some nice protection, baby. I don't need none of this iffy and diamond... Z-cut bullshit. That shit don't mean nothing. That shit means nothing. Just like the piece of paper that holds our names on it to say that we're legally married in the United States of America means nothing. I'm not here following the typical norm, the societal standard of what marriage and love is supposed to be. I'm not here for that. I am not that. Baby, I've been out the matrix. That's why it's like, I be sitting here looking like, ooh. And then it's like, even in marriage, it seems like you can't even have a difference of opinion on things. Don't it seem like, man, if there's a married couple that can ask me or answer this for me. When y'all have arguments, because I know it's not going to be every couple. There's couples that do have that foundation of friendship first. But for the couples that know they probably skipped that foundation of friendship and just went straight into love and blah, blah, blah. Do y'all arguments be more difficult and more aggressive than arguments that you have with your friends? I just want to know. Does it take a long time for y'all to get over those disagreements? Does it seem like y'all can't have your own opinions on things, that y'all have to have the same opinion because y'all are counted as now being one? I just want to know. I went from a I didn't have a friendship. I just went straight into a relationship. And it seemed like I personally eliminated all of my own perspective, my opinions on things because I didn't want to have a difference of opinion with my partner. That was the worst thing I could have done in my life, which is why I speak so highly about having the solid foundation of friendship before you even go into a relationship, and especially before you even go into marriage. I didn't want to have a difference of opinion, and for those that have enough backbone to have that difference of opinion in their relationships and in their marriage, it seems like it causes tension in the relationship or in the marriage if you didn't have that solid foundation of friendship first. Man, I'm over here speaking on it. Like, I just heard spirit in my head say, preach, bitch. Like, I don't know. There's so much that I question within this false reality of marriage, within this false reality of what they call love, and showing that you love somebody by marrying them. Like, I don't know, back in the day, since we are definitely still in Black History Month, as Black people, as the ethnic indigenous people, what did we do if we wanted to consider ourselves tied to one another? We jumped the broom. There was no papers. There was nothing legally binding ourselves to each other, showing the United States and showing everybody else in the world on paper that we are together. Besides us jumping the broom and knowing in our spirit, in our heart, and in our being that we are as one, or we are together, and giving each other still the respective amount of space, love, care, and the right to their own opinion and own decisions. There was nothing aside from jumping the broom. And for some of the older generation, I do believe that might be why they were the happiest. It seemed as if they could still be their own being. And nowadays, a lot of people do this marriage, this relationship shit for social media, for the clout. I mean, you have hella YouTube couples. Look, ain't nothing wrong with being a YouTube couple. But there are some beautiful women that I've seen come out of relationships on YouTube that they were in. And they talk about how unhappy they were. How they couldn't even be themselves. For example, Jay Majette. I love watching her. I've been watching her for years. I watched her when she was married. When she got pregnant, she had her BBL. She did her big chop. She got pregnant. You know, she had a kid. She was in all that. I saw all of that. But I also watched her come out saying she was unhappy and saying she couldn't even really be herself, and how difficult it was to put on a front that you are this big happy family in front of the fucking camera when you know just 2 seconds ago you had an argument and a disagreement that is so uncomfortable, leaving so much tension in the room, especially when you're an energetic being. All you do is feel that shit. So then trying to put on this facade that you are okay. Come on now. And then a lot of times people don't even want to break relationships because the family knows the person. They've been around for so motherfucking long. You don't want to make your own family mad or their family mad, or make it seem as if it was your fault that things didn't work out, or vice versa. A lot of relationships and marriages are held on to for the wrong fucking reasons. And I am just so happy to see so many beautiful women and beautiful men separate themselves from these relationships to understand and be themselves and be as one and be honest in this situation. Hell, you got De'Ara and Ken. Now, I can't get into the logistics of a relationship. I'm not in the fucking relationship. But either way, they still show that they support each other. And that's very healthy. You know what I'm saying? regardless. Like, she was talking about, I watched a fucking vlog of hers. She was like, yeah, I still like his pictures, and yes, we still follow each other. Why the fuck is that supposed to change? Because you have a lot of people on social media that want you to be bitter, that want you to act like the shit was all fucking bad at the end. Social media dictates a lot of people's moves, dictates a lot of people's relationships. It dictates a lot for people in general. Stop doing relationship shit and marriage shit for the clout of social media. That shit will have you falling flat on your ass, heartbroken, depressed, having suicidal thoughts because you don't know who the fuck you are and why the fuck you doing what you do anymore. I'm just gonna speak them facts for you. Be yourself. Be true to who you are. Be true to what you want. Be true with the partner that you're with. Be real as a friend. Be real as a person. We all deserve that fucking respect. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and cap off this episode right here. I truly hope you enjoyed coming to listen to this episode of I Like It Raw. And please, if you are watching me on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with every motherfucker that you know. Especially to some married people, because I do want to get their take on things. Shit, I'm a single motherfucking woman. I want to get their take. If you are listening to me on Spotify, please make sure you share this episode. Or on any of your other major listening platforms, share this episode, please. If you are on Instagram, make sure you follow me at Mikala Leinani, MikaLaLeinani. Follow the podcast Instagram at I Like It Raw Podcast, the cat's Instagram at onyx.and.eclipse, and my skating Instagram at MKSkates with 2 Z's at the end. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave y'all right here. Make sure y'all stay high, strapped up, and safe, and I'll see y'all in my next episode.